my producer. Pull from the hip for a fifth, I'm the shooter. Dog, I do ya. But the two don't discriminate, cause I shoot the guy
I ain't heard that podcast.
I can see right through you.
Back on a question that was asked prior, and me, Vince, and Craig, we argue about this all the time, so I want to get your opinion on it. Do you think the UConn's girls basketball team can be like lower mid-major men? Like that Diana Taurasi team or that Maya Moore team? Could be like
Hell no.
You don't think so?
No. Men are more athletic than, they're more athletic, they're more physical.
No.
The weakest man is better than the strongest woman.
No, you can tell me that UConn couldn't beat like a Tennessee State or one of those lower level mid-major teams?
Oh, hell no. You had Carlos Rogers from Tennessee State, man. Come on.
I'm talking about now, though. We're not talking. I'm talking like now. You ever seen
now?
And I know you probably seen men's basketball, but you ever play the team and you'll be like, did they just pick these kids up off the street? Like, these kids is not organized. They got the wrong shoes on. They can't dribble to their left. Like, those are the teams we're talking about. We're not talking about like a Weber State with the Damian Lillard or somebody like that. We're talking about like the lower level D1s. Because to me, Maya Moore, I think she could play. She could have played in men's college, in my opinion. Diana Taurasi, Simone Augustus. Because the reason why I say that is because when I look at some of the moves they do, I'm like, oh, that's a little mellow right there. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's quick. They get the shot off quick enough, but you still don't think so?
Oh, no. Because being up faster, they're stronger. And then on top of that, they cover much more court than we can ever cover. Okay, quicker than we can. All right.
What up? We back with another episode of the I Ain't Heard That podcast. We're bringing you positive interviews. As always, I got my two hosts with me, Marvin, Vince. How y'all doing today?
We good. All about that family love. What's up, fellas?
What's going on, fellas? Y'all all right today?
Can't complain, man. Can't complain. So we got another guest today. I think, Vince, you want to go ahead and introduce him?
Absolutely.
All right.
I'm so glad that I get to introduce my sister, my girl, fellow Crusader, Gwen Burton, one of the best to do it. What's up?
What's up, Vince, man? Thank you all for having me on this your podcast. I appreciate it today.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
For sure. Well, like I always do, I start off with the first question. Why MLK and not Detroit Persian?
I came from the east side off of Van Dyke in Georgia. So Coach Winfield came to me at Burroughs Middle School, and he was the first one to approach me. I never heard anything from the Doughboys and the Dough Girls. So if I did, I probably would have considered them. You guys have some greatness coming out of that school as well.
I cut you off, Vince, but did you come out with Lisa Blackburn? Or she older?
She's older. Yeah, I watched her when I was growing up. Watched the University women basketball players play, and so I used to go up there and watch her, kill people and put in some work.
Rest
in peace for real.
Okay, I probably got to get to the biggest question out of the way. What kind of impact did Coach Winfield have on you? Because, to hear of his recent passing, I know for me, I didn't play for him, but just walking the halls, it hit me hard.
Oh, wow, man. His impact is not just on me, it's for like thousands of kids that he had, came in contact with, because on the summer scene, the AAU scene as well, that he always, traveled with us as well, made sure that we had our game tight with me coming into the coaching ranks with him and stuff like that. He made sure that I knew my stuff, my X and O's. So that's, how impactful that he was with my career. And I have one of the kids that from his last class that he coached at King from 2018. So in the office with me.
Wow.
So let me tell my Coach Winfield story, right? So I came back after I graduated from college, and we was coaching girls. I was coaching Persian girls, so I didn't coach them. And we played King. Of course, y'all smacked us by like 40. It doesn't matter about the points. But at the end of the game, I asked Coach, I said, Coach, why you got on 2 watches? He said, I got 2 wrists, don't I? I say, that's a good point. You got 2 wrists, yeah. He was like, yeah, big fella, that's why you need to get 2 watches. So I always tell that story to every crusader I talk to, man, because it was funny to me because I was expecting something totally different.
Cause Winfield always told us about this, this band that he had. He had the Scooby-Doo band, and he always picked us up in the morning. And in the wintertime, the heat never worked. And he always told us, "Big girl, it gonna warm up." And when the time it warm up, we had King about to get out.
That's one of the greatest memories of all time is walking through the hallway of King, and you would see, I called it Coach's Corner. You would see Coach James, Coach Reynolds, Coach Winfield, and they would be selling popcorn right there by the gym. And it was just, and the advice, the wisdom, the love that came out of that corner is unmatched.
It is. I remember that, best man, for real.
Talk
the popcorn.
Talk about the tradition that you helped build at King, about the winning women's program and, how y'all set the table for years to come.
Oh, wow. I came in after, Lisa Kirby, those guys, Merlene Ferguson, Denise Kirby, Wanda Lau, LaTanya Thomas, man. Oh, man, Ulita Wallace. These cats, they really brought me, took me on their wing and brought me along, taught me how to do, have leadership, hold myself accountable, hold my teammates accountable as well for our actions and everything like that. And also made sure that we stayed in class and, get our grades together. So with me coming in as a freshman and playing on varsity, I was one of the first freshmen to play on varsity. He always had freshmen come on and play on junior varsity, but I was the first one and he felt like I was ready. And I thought I was ready as well, playing against those, Tanya Edwards and Deja Charles when I, a ninth grader, so it was really something to remember, and I thank him for it, to this day. Winning those championships, golly, how you win state championships, PSL 29 PSL championships, and then carry it on onto your softball teams and your volleyball teams and stuff like that. So leadership is ingrained in me now, and I have to have him to thank for it.
Rest in peace, Coach. Well, let me ask you this. Later on, I know the rival games was King Cass, but was that your rival game as well too?
King Cass and Murray Wright.
And Murray Wright.
Man, I couldn't stand them daggone twins.
The twins was bad. Them twins was bad.
Yeah, Jawan Howard, mama, I tell you, she, Marquita was one of the baddest twins I ever met in my life. Lori Aaron, Lori Aaron smacked her with 69 points one day.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, 69 points. She came to King and scored 69 points, and that was my sophomore year in high school.
Ooh.
The girl was pulling from half court, man.
Oh,
and making them. She became she was one of the candidates for Miss Basketball, and she had got Miss Excitement for Miss PSL. So she was the first one to win Miss PSL that year.
So it's funny that you said that because Jawan went to Persian, and I used to see Jawan mama and his auntie. They used to be in the crowds all the time talking mess, and they used to tell me how bad they was. And I was like, no, I was real young, but I kind of remember a little bit. But you just solidified it for sure.
Oh, it was bad, man. It was bad. We even Tia Kemp, Cayenne Sheehan, her daughter is Rakia Jackson, who played at Mississippi State now. So even Cayenne, we all was buddies. Played on the Brick City Bombers team for AAU. We went down to Tennessee and Texas and all over the place and whipped people up. We ran into what was that girl? The USC player.
Cheryl Miller.
Lisa something.
What was it?
What's the tall girl name?
Lisa Leslie.
Lisa Leslie, yes. Yes, we ran into her in Tennessee. And we lost by 3 points to them. So for the national championship.
And it's funny.
Should have won.
Funny that you brought Tia, because Tia, I've been knowing Tia since I was little, man, and she's done such a great job now, especially with Peyton. Peyton's probably going to be the #1 player in his class when he come out, but she did a great job of marketing him and instilling all that basketball knowledge into him as well.
Yes, yes. I've been watching Peyton, for the last 4 or 5 years now, and he really put some work into it. And God bless Tia for taking him all over the country and exposing him to this basketball thing because a mother doing that means that she really does care about the child, progressing and developing in this field.
But she started with Paul though. Like she been with this. That's why I always respect Tia. When I see her, all I can do is give her a hug, man, because she been doing that behind the scenes for so long, and I'm so excited for her to see where she at now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Most memorable high school game.
Woo. Most valuable high school game, I have to say Plymouth Salem and King High School. We beat Dina Head. I had 16 points that game.
Okay, 16.
As a freshman. So, that was my most favorable one right there.
Let me ask you this. You were back in the day old enough to where you actually played AAU and still went to camps. Which one do you put more, especially now that you're coaching, which one do you think helps develop players more? AAU, the camps, or?
I believe, we're taking out the high school aspect of it. It's the camps. The camps develop the kids, more. They do more fundamental development than AAU. AAU, they just throw the ball up and you want to win. Go hoop. All about Nike, who got Nike brands, who got the Under Armour, who got the Adidas shoes on and stuff like that. And a lot of coaches don't really put that much investment in it. With the crossovers, however, I did see that they are doing some development with kids, but you still have to have your own, because they're going from the middle school kids now and develop them, younger. But if you're in high school, ain't no development too much on that, 16 and under team, because you already had to come in and have some type of skill. Okay, so that's how you keep that Nike brand on you. So
big facts.
Let's go back to when you were playing AAU. How was it? Because I know it's totally different now.
Well, yeah, because we didn't have all that, the Nike brand and the Adidas they coming in and Under Armour coming in trying to, steal the show and stuff. Well, we had, I had Deborah Walker, Mumford, great, who went to Cheney State and played for Vivian Stringer and took her to the first championship in her career. I had her as my AAU coach, and she instilled in us, hey, this right here, how you do, hard work on the AAU circuit. Okay, so you had to play defense, and we had to lock people down and absolutely have to score and rebound and run the floor and transition. So it just, right now it's just different. People don't care about, fundamentals and what you got. It's all talking about, what shoes you wearing and what uniform you got on in a brand, and all that stuff deteriorates. So.
And Vince, not to cut you off, I got to answer this question. Coming from, the east side of Detroit, did basketball, was your first time out of town with basketball, or were you blessed to have family to take you out of town prior?
I played on all boys team for PAL, baseball. That was my first sport. So, God rest Fred soul, but he was my first baseball coach, and that took me out of town my first time experiencing, nationwide play. So I played baseball first, and I was I was a pitcher, and I also played first base with baseball. So all boys team, I was the only girl.
Like I said, we family, so a lot of people don't. Gwen used to play with us, and there was no let up. We had to play hard. She played with us. So do you think that the girls' game we're losing some of that competitiveness, or is it still there? We just ain't seeing it on the level that it used to be.
I think the competitiveness is there, but right now our kids are so soft. Oh my God, they don't want to get in shape. They soft as I don't know what, man. And I don't want to cuss, but God, they just soft. They complain about stuff and they entitled. God, I just be like, I look at my kids sometimes and I'm like, you want a bottle with that milk?
And because you're coaching, and I know when I was coaching, sometimes I see a lot of times these players are playing basketball just like the video game. It's dribble, 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 shoot. dribble, 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 dribble. If I can't do nothing else with it, then I'll give it to somebody else. Is that what you're seeing?
I see that a lot on the AAU scene. You know, to me, AAU is nothing but pickup basketball. You know, the team's paying $750 for a tournament fee, so I can watch them play pickup basketball. And I don't see any kind of structure half the time. You know, so I'll just be like, you know, let me go talk to the high school coach, because the high school coach, at least they're gonna tell me the truth a little bit. Okay, the AAU coaches, all they want to do is try to see if they can get on to another staff. You know, somebody's staff. You know, not so much the organizers, because the organizers are already set in their career, but the AAU coaches, they're the ones trying to get on staff. Okay, and it's not gonna happen that way. It's not. You know, newsflash. So
to back on the question that was asked prior, and me, Vince, and Craig, we argue about this all the time, so I want to get your opinion on it. Do you think the UConn's girls basketball team can be like lower mid-major men, like that Diana Taurasi team or that Maya Moore team? Could be like
hell no.
You don't think so?
No, men are more athletic. They're more athletic. They're more physical.
No.
The weakest man is better than the strongest woman.
No, you can tell me that UConn couldn't beat like a Tennessee State or one of those lower level mid-major teams?
Oh, hell no. You know, you had Carlos Rogers from Tennessee State, man. Come on.
I'm talking about now, though. We're not talking. I'm talking like now. You ever seen?
Now?
And I know you probably seen men's basketball, but you ever play the team and you'll be like, did they just pick these kids up off the street? Like, these kids is not organized. They got the wrong shoes on. They can't dribble to their left. Like, those are the teams we're talking about. We're not talking about like a Weber State with the Damian Lillard or somebody like that. We're talking about like the lower level D1s. Because to me, Maya Moore, I think she could play. She could have played in men's college, in my opinion. Diana Taurasi, Simone Augustus. Because the reason why I say that is because when I look at some of the moves they do, I'm like, oh, that's a little mellow right there. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's quick. They get the shot off quick enough, but you still don't think so?
Oh, no. Because being up faster, they're stronger. And then on top of that, they cover much more court than we can ever cover. Okay, quicker than we can. All right. So if you know, you talk about UConn playing against a lower major college player, a men's team, okay, they shouldn't be playing college basketball in the first place.
But you got some programs like that though that go 0-17 in the whole, they don't win the game the whole season.
But I bet you they'll be the UConn women's basketball team.
Okay. I go argue with that. I just feel like me and Vince feel like they can. Craig don't feel like they can because, like you said, I'm
gonna rock with Craig on that one because I really don't think they can. And I played at Louisville, man, and you know, and we played it. You know, I had Kenny Payne. We had to go through Kenny Payne during the summertime. So no,
Coach, don't give him that.
No. So that's my point. Is exactly what you made, Coach Gwen. Is men, and it's no nothing knock to women. It's just like you said, men are just bigger, faster, stronger.
Absolutely.
No,
it's physics.
I can think of a couple teams that UConn team will dust off. I think, just my opinion.
Okay, name one.
Southeastern Illinois. Back in the ones that's in Austin Peay's conference. SEIU, they suck.
Oh, SEIU. Yeah, they do suck.
They suck. UConn beat them. As a matter of fact, us four and one more beat them.
That's what I'm saying. When you say that, I'm like, well, man. So I understand me, like I believe like a Maya Moore would definitely at where I'm at right now in my age, yeah, she would dust me. But like a teenage or middle age, like come on, man, like or not middle age, like middle 20s in their prime. I don't know, man.
Okay, well,
my next question.
Then we'll be getting dunked all on.
See, we're not thinking that type of team. We thinking like just a not athletic team. They just got to put a basketball program together. It's Division I. They don't lift weights like that. They don't do, that type of Division I school.
Oh, let me roll with that's Alcorn then.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like a team of me and Vince's, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like where we're at in our age. And
hold on,
I haven't been much.
Hold on, bro. We ain't. I'm not that.
All
right.
I'm seeing what you eating over there, bro.
Oh man, y'all funny.
Hey, Coach, my next question for you, because we're gonna go right into college. Why Louisville? And if it could have been anybody else that got you?
Well, now that's a funny story because my dad, told me I was crazy on this one when I made my choices. So I went to University of Detroit Mercy my freshman year, and I transferred out to Allen County. Never went on campus. Played for a guy named Kurt Bucky. Coach Bucky, God rest his soul. He eventually started coaching Oklahoma State University women's basketball. Took that program from 0-15 and then turned it around a 20-point win victory the following year. Okay. So I wanted to go to the NCAA. All right. So when I was getting recruited from Allen County, it was between Penn State and Louisville. And so I said, God, show me a sign who I'm gonna pick, because I really like Rennie Portland. And it was a cardinal outside my window.
Now that was the sign you asked for.
That was my sign. So I said, I'm going to Louisville. It helped that I had family in Louisville, Kentucky as well too. So, and it was a good fit. I appreciate my experience there. I had fun. Still have sisterhood there as well. So,
and not to cut you off, Vince, because I know you got a question, but I got to answer this. So let me ask you this: being from Detroit, east side of Detroit, going to Louisville, Kentucky, which I'm pretty sure was probably still a Republican state around that time, correct?
Yes.
How was that going down there after leaving the east side of Detroit?
It was calm. I had to worry about getting robbed, man.
Robbed or shot, huh?
It was funny as hell when I was trying to go to school from Van Dyke in Georgia to King.
What I wanted to ask you was, coming from Martin Luther King, the East Side, and at that time, y'all's district was so competitive. Do you think that helped prepare you for the NCAA for the next level?
Absolutely, because it gave you you develop this survivor mode, so to speak, characteristic about yourself. And so when I played basketball at Louisville, I felt like when I stepped on the court, nobody could beat me. We played against UConn the first round of the NCAA at UConn. We were down by 20, at half. I came back second half, we won. We were down by 20 with 25,000 fans back then, and we beat them 74-71. So when you go in the history book and you see that second win, the second win came 25 years later, but we was the first team that beat UConn at UConn in the tournament. Okay, that was projected to be undefeated that year.
Talk your mess. Talk your mess. You hear me?
So we told Jamila Elliott, Jamila, she's a assistant coach right now under at UConn, and we told her goodbye. Toodles. So we good.
Okay, so when you were in college, what was the rival game in college when you were there?
Kentucky.
How was that going into Rupp Arena?
Man, we smashed them. It wasn't even, they couldn't hold a candle to us, and now they trying to be ranked and all that stuff, but we still looked them side eye like, man, please go on somewhere. You still don't hold a candle to us. I don't care who you get on that bench. We got L's up over here. You see my picture, right? L's up, baby.
Like that for sure.
Okay, so now that you're coaching and playing at Louisville, how much of that experience can you share with your players, and how does that help your coaching?
Well, I try to, make sure when I share my experience with them that they understand I'm shielding them from all the roadblocks ahead, and so they won't bump their head on the brick that I have bumped my head on. So that way they'll have a more successful career as well. Okay, so being late and stuff like that, I never was late, but you have to make sure that you take care of your business, and if you want to play basketball. And I took care of my business everywhere I went, and I want them to understand that when you go to play college basketball, it is a business. This is where these people livelihood, they pay their bills with 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, and 20-year-olds. Okay, so you can't come in here thinking that you're gonna run the show. That's that head coach program, not yours. Okay, so whatever decision that he makes, just roll with it and be the best teammate that you can be. You know, Michaela Kelly getting drafted tonight. That's my kid too. You know.
So let me ask you this too, Coach. And I'm gonna go back to college because I love how you just talk your mess. What was your career high in college, and who was it against?
12 points against Connecticut.
Okay. And was you talking?
Yeah, I came in. Like I said, I came in. I didn't even start that game, and I didn't play for 5 games. We won the Metro Conference Championship that year, and I didn't play, and I was, still being a good teammate, rooting them on. And so when we came on court and we was down by 20, I was in the locker room, my teammates, and telling them, hey, we can beat them. We are Louisville. We are the Cardinals. We can do this. And my coach came in. He put number 25 on the board. That who's gonna be starting, the second half. And I was like, shit, this right here's my time then. So I had 4 steals. My 4 steals led to 4 3-pointers, and I cut it in, the lead down to 8 points. And so that's when we took over. Our momentum just took over and carried. And then when I came out the game and stuff, right, I was satisfied because I already knew when 3 minutes was left, we had the lead. We won this game, homie. So I didn't care who got tournament player. I didn't care none of that. Okay. I knew I wasn't going home first round because this right here was my dream to be in the NCAA. That's the reason why I left University of Detroit Mercy.
So, Coach, can you explain your mindset? Because I know a lot of times I can only speak from experience playing, but sometimes it's hard to be a good teammate when you ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? Because, that's being selfish, of course. But mentally, it's just like, man, I want to play, but at the same time, you still want to support your team. So explain the process of that when you were sitting on the bench, like, you was just like, I know I ain't playing, whatever the case might be, let me just cheer my team on. Like, what was your mindset?
The mindset was, in practice, I would get my teammates better in practice and getting them battle ready. Instead of being battle tested, they was being battle ready, in practice. So I went harder on my teammate Christy, what's Christy last name? Maddox. Okay, she was our 2 guard at the time, and so I had to go harder against her. Okay, so when we went hard against each other in practice and stuff, right, she was getting battle ready. All right, and that helped her, prepare for Auburn when we went and played them the second round. We lost to Auburn, but Christy had 30 points that game. Okay, and so the following year, she came in as a sophomore again, and she was already getting 20 points a game. So whatever they did to us, and in the game, that was easy, okay, for us to overcome. So my mindset was just, make sure my teammates got better, okay. And if I don't, play, that's fine. They might not need me that day, and it's cool, So I went on, played my game against UConn because I knew I was gonna be the one he gonna call off the bench first. I knew it.
Coach, you're a motivational speaker. I'm gonna have to call you on the side, man. I get amped when I talk to you.
You're a dope boy. He's a crusader.
Hey, we do what we do, Vince, man. You know that.
Okay, so Coach, right now, being a coach, look back, what would you tell Gwen in high school, and what would you tell Gwen at Louisville? What would be your advice to Gwen in those 2 settings?
Oh, wow. The advice I would give is, always stay ready. Always stay ready, so you won't have to get ready. So, and a couple times when I was at Louisville, I found myself trying to get ready. And so when I prepared myself to say, hey, I got to stay ready because you'll never know when your number's called, then that's what I got. That's when I got it. And the light came on. Okay. And that's what my coach told me too. He's Coach Childers. He's like, I'm so glad your light came on. Because sometimes, you can be a little knucklehead when you're off the court, but when you're on the court, you always have to stay ready.
For sure. And Coach, I'm gonna jump around a little bit because I'm gonna jump to this because I want to touch on this first. How did you feel going back being a head coach at Martin Luther King for the girls?
You know what? I really appreciate it. Coach Winfield had advocated for me to be the head coach there. Unfortunately, things didn't work out, but sometimes you take your destiny and and you run with it. Everybody is not meant to go, ride the same ride that you ride, So, but I went 21 and I went 21-4. At King High School. I took over when he got sick in 2018. Won the districts, won the regionals. We lost in the quarterfinals, but then the following year we went 18-4. So that's not 18-3. So that wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all.
So how did it feel coming back though? Like you coming back to you could consider yourself Miss Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? So that's like the mayor coming back. How did you feel about? How did you feel? Like, what was you excited? Was you nervous?
Felt like I was following the legend shoes, man, and I felt like Holly Warwick when she took over to University of Tennessee when Pat Summitt went down. That's how I felt. You always have that target on your back, but at the same time, you always be ready as well. As a coaching, because I had confidence in my coaching, okay, and also have confidence in me, developing kids at the time. So it's all about getting other people on board what you're trying to do. All right, but me coming back to King, it was I really appreciated the opportunity to going back then, coaching my old alma mater. So
it's funny because I always said that would be my dream job, my dream high school job, to go back and coach King. I think I would cry. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. But did you go out and get a van when you first got the job? Did you buy a van?
I got a Hummer.
I
put them all in a Hummer.
Did the heat work?
The heat did work.
Okay.
It was just a window didn't roll down.
So, Coach, a lot of people who have played at a high level, like you have played, and then they get into coaching, they get caught up in kids can't do what they used to do. Do you find yourself having to catch yourself with that?
No. It's different era, different times. I found myself trying to make sure that they work hard, because they don't know what work hard mean. They think they're working hard, but they're not. I had to run 200 suicides one time because I didn't come back from Christmas break on time. I missed one day. And I came back to 27 instead of 26, and I had to do 200 suicides. And then I had to play on the 28. And I had those 200 suicides that had to be done, in order for me to play. So, and you had to make the time. So, like I said, you don't want to be a knucklehead and then have, and don't tell them about your experience. So that's the only time I had messed up, man. I think my feet still hurt from that running. So, but yeah, I found myself not comparing myself to them. I just want them to work hard.
Okay, Coach, you the scout for the Washington Mystic.
I was, yes.
Yes.
Now with the Chicago Sky.
Yeah, so everybody's dream job is to either go to the WNBA or work in the NBA. How did you feel like when you got that opportunity?
Oh man, Trudy Lacey was one of the all-time GOATs at in the WNBA. I think she had Queen University now in Charlotte. But working, having the opportunity, being around, I wish I was there when Elena Deladon was there. But I was with Chrissy Tolliver and stuff like that, and just going out there and recognizing who can make it and into this game, the next level, is an experience that I, will never ever forget, because they actually took some of my recommendations, in consideration. So you have to, actually point out the people who are going to be on the next level for, for the pros on the college level and high school level. So.
Okay. Well, going back, besides Coach Winfield, that's a given. We know that. Who is your MVP as far as teachers at Martin Luther King? Who really stood out to you? Mama Brock was like a savior to me. Who was yours?
Oh man. I could think of some teachers that got on my nerves. Coach Winfield, he was my health teacher. Let me see. I think Miss K-Sign.
Oh, yeah.
Miss K-Sign, Hattie K-Sign. She was really, really good for English. Yes.
Yeah.
She and Miss Oleski for math. She was really good too. So
yeah. Miss Oleski.
yeah, those are my MVPs of teachers.
I thought you was gonna say my dad got on your nerves when you said get on your nerves, but
No, your dad didn't get on my nerves. Miss Ambrose Gunn got on my nerves. That woman woke up on a shoe every day.
you know, I'm sorry, y'all. This is awesome, but y'all got my sister on here. So I gotta tell this. So I'm in Miss Carolyn Copp's class. It's an English class at Martin Luther King. Her name was Carolyn Kopp. So Kerwin Moore and the rest of the guys then geek me up. I'm up on the desk. I'm dancing. Everybody, go Benny, get busy. So Miss Kopp, she don't say nothing. She go down and get my dad. And he come around and say, like, get your ass off that desk. And got all the football players in there.
Vince, let me find out you was doing a hammer on the top of the desk.
I couldn't stand Miss Kopp, man. That was the worst English teacher ever.
All right, because you're assistant coach at the University of Dearborn. Explain that process and how was that? And what did you learn from being an assistant coach at the University of Dearborn?
University of Michigan Dearborn. Dave Mann was the head coach there, and he basically, gave me free reign of what I wanted to do to develop the team, because he was really on the high school level too. So he was at Bishop Borges. I was at Bishop Borges. We won the state championship, the Class C state championship at Bishop Borges. So it was cool. Just learning that you have to recruit kids that academically sound, instead of just recruiting just the skill set. I had to learn that portion of it, because Michigan Dearborn was really, really high on academics. You can't get in without the academics coach, that kind of stuff. So they got to be able to do both, coach. So, and Dr. Falls, she was our athletic director at the time. And so she was really a stickler about that. So that was my only experience that I had to come out with, was to recruit kids. And I thought inner city kids can, give us that winning startup because of the fact they was intelligent as well. So.
Absolutely. So now you're the head coach at Columbia State. Talk about that. Give yourself a shout out. What y'all doing there?
Okay, so we, this was a startup program. It came back in 2019. I got hired June 2019, and I had to get a roster because we was gonna play in October, start season October 2019. So just to fill out the roster, getting kids from the city here locally, and I had 5 people that came with me from Henry Ford Community College. Okay, and so just to keep that nucleus together, it was tough at first, and now we have a nucleus core, and our season win-loss record wasn't that great, but we was in the game. We was competitive. We lost games by 2-3 points in overtime, stuff like that. We went 5-14. However, how you go 5-14? You got player of the year, 2 people on the first team, and then you got one on the second team. Okay, so and that's all conference. That's that's recognizable. And I had one kid that Diamond Cannon, the one I was telling you about from King High School. She was 5th in the country in scoring. Okay, for the majority of the year, and then her point production average went down to 19.7. And she was 10th in the country, but that's still big time. Okay, right now she get recruited by thousands, hundreds of schools, Division I schools, and we were trying to figure that out today, just a few minutes ago, who she gonna, decide on, and she still said she gonna think about it.
So, Coach, let me ask you this: going from 2019, you get your first it was your first head coaching job, correct?
Yes.
So but then COVID hit in 2020. So then it goes down. How are you battling and keeping the players engaged with COVID going on?
Well, we try to keep things fun. Okay. They live in apartments off campus because of the state of Tennessee for junior colleges doesn't have on campus housing. However, we try to keep it fun, do a lot of team bonding, and we also tested for COVID twice a week. Okay, 40 hours before you play. So we try to also make sure that they don't go out and do crazy stuff like go and not practice social distancing, going to parties and and going home so much. because a lot of kids, will get positive tested if they go home a lot and if somebody at home had COVID.
Yeah.
Okay, with not having the dorms in the state of Tennessee, how far out do you recruit? Like, are you trying to keep it local, or do you still bring in others from different states?
Well, I get 5 out of state scholarships. So I, I just not, about to get this 6'6" kid from Coach Stringer. She contacted me yesterday morning and asked me to develop a 6'6" kid that she have coming in from Nigeria. So that right there is a great startup for me now, because I pray that, I have a feeder program, and then here go, you got the great legendary, Vivian Stringer contacting you. And, and also shout out to Michelle Edwards on the Rutgers staff as well, because she thought about me first, to develop that kid. And we do a good job with developing, local kids and kids nationally. So I try to get some kids from Detroit. I got kids from Flint, Michigan on the roster. And then I got a lot of Tennessee kids that gonna fill out the roster. But I have to, recruit 5 studs, with the out-of-state stuff. So
let me ask you this, Coach. With that, now you got your, excuse my French, but you got your own shit now. Does the relationship building start back from when you was at the assistant coach at University in Dearborn and going back to plan? Do you feel like the relationship building is helping you become more successful as the head coach?
Well, my relationship building came from AAU when I was coaching with the Michigan Crossovers and Michigan Glory back in the day. So when I was at Chicago State for 10 years, I had my relationship with the Chicago coaches was already established. Okay, so it wasn't so hard for me to work into the inner circle. But here, coming in as a new coach in the state of Tennessee, I already had Tennessee ties as well. Okay, I came here to recruit when I was at Chicago State and East Illinois. I knew my way around. I knew high school coaches already, and I knew AAU coaches already. So thank God I had that experience with the AAU travel basketball. So didn't have to work too much to get into the inner circle, so to speak, because I had coaches that came in to my office and gave me some kids.
Okay. So are you ready, Skip?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. So my favorite part of the segment of the show is cut, bench, start. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you 3 players and you gotta cut, bench, start one. You ready?
Okay.
Got Merle Ferguson, Lori Aaron, Marquita Aldridge. Cut, bench, start.
Oh my God. All right, I'm gonna stay loyal, okay? I'm gonna start my girl Marquita Aldridge. I'm gonna bench my girl Lori, and then I'm gonna cut the other person.
Merle Ferguson?
I was all about to say, you cutting her?
You got. Okay. Start Marquita, bench Merle, and cut Lori then.
Okay, that sounded a little bit better, because I'm about to say I thought she was the baddest one on this list, in my opinion.
Oh man, Merle is the baddest one. But
you gotta be loyal.
But yeah, I gotta be loyal. But
Coach got a hand on that.
That's 69 points, man, and damn.
But Merle put up like 64.
She put up 64 and 69 points, dude.
Yeah, you can't. 64 or 69 for sure. You might as well say that's 70.
Oh man, she was hitting that shit from half court. Because Winfield said she gonna miss. But yeah, she did score 64 points. But we end up losing that game by 5, and we shouldn't have lost that game though. But yeah, I'm gonna start Marquita. I'm gonna stay loyal. No, I'm gonna start Merle.
Okay, Merle. Which one is it, Coach?
Start Merle, bench Keita, cut Lori.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm positive.
All right, now you being the coach now. Take the loyal, all that out of there. You being the coach. Start, bench, cut.
Start Merle. Bench Lori. Cut Keita.
Craig, make sure you use that so she can see it.
Yeah, as always.
Coach, my last question for you is, who would you like to see on this podcast? And if you got the plug, you got to plug us.
Who I like to see on the podcast? Oh, wow. Y'all really got to get Lisa Kirby on here. Lisa Kirby, man. She is the GOAT for sure. You know, she from King. She scored 54 points in the game. When she went to college, she scored 88 points.
Now Q brought her up too, though. That's why we need help getting her. If you could bless us with that, that'd be a blessing for sure.
Yeah, and I like to shout out. I ain't heard that yet. Podcast. That's y'all pretty cool. I had fun, Vince. I like this, man. We're gonna have to do this again, and we have to do it again with Benny Wright. That's pretty cool too. And your dad. Oh my God, your dad. I love your dad.
We gotta get him on there. We still gotta get him on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, him on there too. Benny was like the second or third episode.
Yeah, I love your dad, man. You got to get him on there. I miss him.
For sure. And I love you, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for doing this for us.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
I miss you. Can't wait to see you. Dinner on me.
I love you, bro.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Thank you.
My producer, pull from the hip 4/5, I'm the shooter. Dog, I do ya. But the two don't discriminate,
I ain't heard
'cause
that
I shoot the guy
podcast.
next.